Well, everyone, the iPhone SE 4th generation is going to be a new iPhone that Apple's going to be making sooner than later. And personally for me, I'm very excited for it. There's going to be lots of cool changes and differences coming around for these specific iPhones, rather than the, probably the previous two iPhone SEs that Apple has made. Now, for the most part, we're going to go and hit on basically some of the changes and the release date and all these other things, starting off with the specs within the iPhone SE 4. Now, the exterior of this particular iPhone is pretty much going to look something probably very similar to the iPhone 14. From all the rumors and everything that we've been seeing from Apple, not seeing from Apple, that people have been kind of stating, it looks to me that this specific device is going to be the iPhone 14, but improved a little bit. So that's going to be a really big change and something I'm really looking forward to. On top of that, it's still going to have the notch, but there's going to be something interesting, but it's going to have one specific feature, and that's actually the action button on the side. That's going to be a really cool feature, and I'm actually really hoping this particular device does actually end up having it. So action button on the side is going to be very, very cool. And once again, I cannot wait to see that. Now, there's nothing really else on the outside that's going to be a big difference. Maybe it's going to have Touch ID. I've heard some rumors of that happening. Again, it's kind of up in the air. I don't really know if that's going to end up happening either, but that could actually end up happening. On top of that, we're going to be getting probably the Apple A16 bonding chip inside of it, which is probably going to dictate when this iPhone's actual release is going to be, which we'll talk about in a second. But this is probably going to have that A16 bonding chip in my opinion. It's probably still going to have an OLED display. It's still going to have the notch. It's probably going to end up having Touch ID and 5G, which is going to be really cool. But finally, the release date of this thing, it's probably going to be, in my opinion, if I had to kind of, put a glimpse on it, it's probably going to be roughly around 2025. So I don't think we're going to be getting it next year. I've seen this, many times from Apple. I just don't see how this particular device could end up coming around, in that specific moment. I see it more so coming around potentially in 2025. That's pretty much the earliest I would recommend seeing, or even recommend Apple kind of pushing this device out. I think the SE3, Apple just knocked the price down a little bit. So it wouldn't really make too much sense for Apple to go through and not support this device, or to push this out, or to push this device out earlier than later. I think they're probably going to end up supporting and pushing out this device probably in 2025. At least that's what makes the most amount of sense to me. So those are those things. The price tag of this particular device, again, I think it's probably going to be around $599. I think it's going to be taking place, it's probably going to be replacing the lowest iPhone above the iPhone SE. And then Apple's going to go ahead and probably kind of change out the price tag of all these other iPhones here and there from all these other devices. So again, it's going to be kind of all up in the air what Apple's going to be doing there. But that's just another idea of what potentially could be happening in that specific situation. So ultimately, I'm really looking forward to this device. I think it's going to be really cool. And I genuinely can't wait until Apple actually releases this phone, officially to the public. So that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.